Well guys, came upon some more beds. This is a different area of the property, same property. Here's a bed. There's a bed right there. I'm still looking around to see if I see any antlers. I think most of these are just does. So there's two beds right next to each other. So that's four beds right here. Quite a few tracks in here. And I saw two fresh beds back there too. So seen 6 beds so far. Hopefully I'll find a shed in one of them eventually. So we'll see. See what we find. Okay guys, well, jumped those 4 deer, and like I was talking to you about, the first deer I saw, I first thought it was a buck. Maybe it had an antler, or maybe it just didn't look right. And I'm starting to think there's a shed laying within 50 or 60, maybe 100 yards. Somewhere very close, because look what I just found. Alright. I don't know how well you can see that, guys, but there's a track right here. It's got 2 dew claws right here. That is about a 2-year-old, maybe a 3-year-old buck track. Pretty nice buck track. And very fresh. All the other tracks I've been seeing. See, there's a little fawn track, really fresh too. And there, those deer took off running right here, going that direction too. So now I come up here a little ways. Check this out. See that blood right there? Little blood stain. Now here's the question. Is that a doe that peed? And there's a little bit of blood in there. Maybe she was in heat or something. It's kind of late for that. A little bit, but not really. That's the question. But there's definitely a buck in there. And that definitely gets me excited to see a blood stain in the snow. See, there's more. Look there, there's more blood right there. It's underneath the snow. We got a little bit of snow last night and yesterday. There's a little bit of blood right there. And look at here, there's more blood. Huh. Wonder if one of these deer is injured, or if it's just been bleeding. It's in heat, or maybe it's dropped an antler. So we'll just have to comb this area pretty good and see if we can't find an antler. If we can't, we just can't. But definitely look around. Pretty nice deer trail going through here. Definitely a nice deer trail. There's a herd of about 6 or 7 deer that's traveling back and forth. This is my neighbor's property. Travel from my neighbor's to my grandma's. So yeah, there's definitely a buck traveling through here. I know what buck tracks look like. Anyways, guys, I'll get back to you if I find a shed or something interesting. Well, guys, found another big herd of deer beds. So I'm definitely in a really good spot. There's just a lot of beds right here. Check this out. Here's a bed. No antlers laying in it. These beds look like they're kind of old, just a little bit. That might be a bed. It looks like something had laid down there for maybe just a minute. That looks like 2 beds right next to each other. So that's 4. Come up here. There's deer tracks all through here. Now I thought I just stepped on an antler. Here's a bed right underneath this cedar tree. It's blown down. Big bed. possibly even 2 beds. Here's another spot where a deer's laid down. So that's like 6. Come up here. Here's another one. Here's another one. That's a big bed. And there's another one over here. I think this guy's got the best seat in the house. Right underneath this cedar tree that's falling over. Surprised they didn't bed down underneath there. But right there looks like it might have been an old bed that got covered up with snow. It's definitely a good spot to find a shed. Just gotta keep checking these spots. Now that I've been back here in the snow, I know where they're traveling and where they're bedding down. All I gotta do is come back here when they lose their antlers. If there's any bucks. Here's another bed right here. Look at here, here's another one. What is that, like 10 or 12? That's a lot of beds. I don't care who you are. So wouldn't be surprised to find some more beds. Probably found almost 16, 17 beds just in this little area. So we'll see if we can't find an antler somewhere in here. Surely enough, surely one of these deer's got to have an antler. So we'll just hopefully we can find one. Actually, I think I just found another bed. Looks like a bed right there. Alright guys, let's see if we can find it. Well guys, found another little bedding area. I took a break from shed hunting and came back here. What we've got here is a cedar tree. Underneath these cedar trees, there's a small bed. Here's 2 or 3 beds right there, and there's another one right there. So, got the dogs with me this time. We're gonna go move a trail camera. Maybe we'll find an antler. Oh, there's another bed right here. There's a nice bed. These are fresh ones, probably from this morning or last night. Anytime you see beds like that, it's always a good sign. It's a lot easier to find these sheds with the snow on. I can see where the beds are. So, alright, we'll see if we can find something. Alright guys, well I set up my trail camera here. The other day I showed y'all these beds. Here's my dogs wallering all over them, putting all their scent out. But anyways, there's a straight line of beds. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one over there, 5. There's another, that one over there was fresh today, I'd say, because it wasn't there yesterday. Put my trail camera up right here. It's facing straight down that little lane towards those beds. So if anything comes through here tonight or tomorrow, we'll get them. There's another fresh bed right there. So I'm just gonna check this spot. Check all these kind of trails, this little woods, and see if I see a shed laying here somewhere. And if not, well, I'm getting ready to go back and get in the truck, drive down, looking at a different spot close by. Looks like a pretty good spot. I was down there today looking, but I didn't have time to, got worn out, didn't have time to go look at other spots, so we'll go down there and see if we find any sheds. Well guys, I'm out here on a guy's property that I hunted on a couple years back, and I got permission to be shed hunting out here, and found out he owns a part of this land that I didn't know about. It's a little cornfield right here. Little cornfield, the sun's in your eyes there. Up there is a hill, there's some woods. But you see a bunch of cedar trees in there. Real thick up there. Then it comes down this valley. Here's a creek right here. Nice little creek. And a little cornfields right here. be a good spot to find a big shed. So I'll probably scout this area out, find somewhere I can set a stand, try to hunt here a little bit next year. I didn't even know we owned this, but I'm gonna look around here, see if I can find a shed. There's another big cornfield out there on the other side of the creek, so yeah, we'll look around and see if we can find a shed. Hey guys, I was talking about them deer I was seeing out here. I come up here to where they were standing, and from the looks of it, one of them was a buck. But when they were running off, I got a good look at them from the side, up against the woods. And I didn't see any antlers on any of them. I could be wrong, but I really do think one of these was a buck, a younger buck. But I'll show you these tracks. These are the only fresh tracks out here, so they had to be them. You see that track right there? The toes are split. You can see the two dew claws right there. It's probably a 1.5 year old, 2-year-old buck. Another track. Another track. So we're gonna go in here where they've been bedded down, see if we can't find a shed. Kind of look out in this field while I'm walking. He might be laying out here, but anyways, they've been bedding down right inside this little wood lot. So we'll go up here to see if we can find a shed in here. Might find a set of sheds laying in here. Be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. Alright, well, I'll get in here and let you guys know. You guys in this wooden lot located their beds. I was wandering through here. It's not a very big wood lot, but I couldn't find their beds. I found the buck track that I seen out there, and followed it out here. Followed the tracks and found these beds. There's a nice sized bed. Another one right next to it. Looks kind of older. That looks like today, this afternoon. And come out here. There's another bed. There's 3 deer out here. There's that bed. Here's another real fresh bed, big one. There's a bed. Lots of beds in here. They've been bedding down in here a lot. Another bed. Come over here. Come over here, there's even more beds. Wait a minute. I thought that was an antler. Alright, anyways. There's another bed. And there's another big bed. That's probably the buck. That's a big one, and it's fresh. Come over here. Once again, there's another one. Another bed. So there's quite a few beds in here. There's obviously been deer sleeping in here. Well, I don't know if I'm going to find them in the antlers, but I'll wander through here a little bit. See if I can't stumble up on it. Alright. Well guys, the bedding area didn't work out. I looked in there pretty good, and I might have missed them. I might have missed the shed, but I looked pretty good, so I'll probably look again there here in a couple of weeks. I'm kind of convinced that there's more than one buck, more than one group of deer that's been bedded down in there at night. So plan B, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna walk out in this field where I saw these deer feeding, look around the field, see if he's dropped it in the field in the past few days. And I just found a monster rub. Look at that rub. That's a monster. That's a 150 class buck. Possibly. Can't say that for sure. That's a big rub though. Anyways, we'll go out here and look at this. Look in this field. The only other place that the antler would be, they got food here and they got bedding area. The deer only like to go from food to bed during the winter like this. So, there's a pretty good chance of finding these antlers. If there is an antler, it looks like it was a buck. But I don't know if it's a spike. It might have been a little spike and I just didn't see his antlers on there. But there's a pretty good chance I'm going to find them because I know where they bed and I know where they feed. The only other place I can think where the antlers would drop is in the other field. It's just a hay field on the other side of this. And there's a road and there's a woods up on the big woods up on the hill. He could be in that big woods browsing around during the day. So that might be a place he might drop them, but pretty good chance that they're going to be in that bedding area or in this field. So see if we can't find it.